Hi there, I'm Professor Blackmore, and welcome back to my channel. And today, I'm coming back to you with a few more details about how you can get the most productivity and efficiency out of using a OneNote law firm notebook. And let me just say right off the bat that if you're not using OneNote, I just don't know why, honey child. Now, there is not one day that goes by that I don't use OneNote. It is free to download. It comes along with 5 gigabytes of cloud storage in the free version. And now I've gone over all of the ways to use and all of the reasons why you should be using it, including the ability to store your files in the cloud, which is excellent for backup. But I'm not going to go back into all of that in this video. And so if you want to get more information about how to make a OneNote law firm notebook, please review one of my prior videos on this topic. And I'll place the link in the description section of this video. Now, although I've showed you how to make your own law firm notebook, I've been asked if I have a template. And so if you'd like to purchase my pre-made law firm notebook template, please visit me on my website at professorblackmore.com, and I'll place a direct link to my template in the description section of this video. But today, I'm going to take you inside of this template for my civil law firm notebook template. And remember, this is just a template to get you started because each law firm is different. And so you can build on some of the resources provided in this template and delete from it and add to it to meet the needs of your law firm. But as I mentioned in my video covering the reasons why you should have a cloud-based place like OneNote to store your law firm files, because these days anything can happen without notice, like hurricanes, fires, tornadoes, and other natural disasters, including pandemics, that result in the destruction of your actual brick and mortar law firm building, and/or situations wherein there is no damage to your law firm building, but situations that prohibit your ability to be present in your law firm, which require you and your staff to have to work from remote locations. And so all of these scenarios render the need for having cloud-based access to your office files a must-have. In addition, you never know if some type of cyber attack takes your entire law firm offline. And so these are all top-line reasons why you should be using OneNote or some type of cloud-based applications to store your law firm files. But the versatility of OneNote is next level because of the types of files that you can store, like PDFs, images, video, audio, dictation files, and so much more. And so the first thing I want to do is cover some basic information that, again, you can find by reviewing one of my prior videos, which will show you how to create your new OneNote account, which comes along with 5 gigabytes of cloud storage in a program called OneDrive. And so to explain this a little further, the way that OneNote works is the files sync through the cloud in a place where your files are stored. And the place where your files are stored is called OneDrive. And so when you purchase my OneNote Civil Law Firm Notebook template, you'll receive a link for the template. Now, when you get the link, you want to navigate to OneDrive. And an easy way to get to OneDrive, as you can see here, you can see these dots over here on the side. These dots open up all of the Microsoft 365 apps. And as you can see here, you can see this OneDrive app right here at the top. And so you can just click on that and it'll take you to your OneDrive. And as you can see, I have a premium account. Now, I've had this premium OneDrive account for many years, and I just can't tell you how long. but it comes along with 1 TB of storage. And as you can see here, I've only used about 62 GB of this storage over the many years. I'm just saying over 5 years that I've had this account. And I've never had a problem with running out of storage, and I use it for everything, every single day. But anyway, when you get your link, you want to navigate to OneDrive, and you want to log in using the same account linked to the email address that is associated with your OneNote account. And that is the same email address that you want to use when you purchase my OneNote Law Firm Notebook template, because that is the account where we're going to link to link and provide and share this notebook template with you, so that when you go to that particular OneNote account, it will open up in your OneDrive. Now, as you can see here, when you click on the link, it should open the online version of the notebook in your OneNote account. And this is great. So you can see the notebook is here, but you should also immediately go over to OneDrive and open up this particular notebook, and it should be found somewhere in your documents folder. And when you go to OneDrive, you'll see here all of your files will be here. Now, you might find this file in your recent files. It may also be in your shared files, okay? But for the most part, this might be the most likely place to find it. So this is where I would definitely look for it, in my shared files. But you can also find it in my files. When all else fails, I find that you'll find it here in your documents folder. And now, as you can see here, this is the particular notebook that I am working in right now. I can see it right here. And if I click on it, it'll open the online version. Now, this is different from the version that I'm going to be doing most of my work in today here, which is my desktop version. As you can see at the top, it says OneNote for Windows 10. That's how I know that this is my desktop version. But if you go back and look at your online version, this is what the online version will look like here. Now, you should immediately make a copy of this notebook template and use your copy. You don't want to make any changes to your template, because that is why you're buying the template. You want it to maintain its original state so that you can go back and refer to it. So you don't want to modify your template. You want to make a copy of your template and work off of your copy. And when you need to create a new one, you should always make a copy from your template or from another existing notebook that you may like, that you've already now started using within your law firm. And you want to do this so that your template, again, will remain unchanged, and you can always go back to it as a reference. Now, as you can see here, I'm using the copy of my template to demonstrate all of this for you. This is my demo law firm notebook that I've made a copy from my main or my master template. And so again, now that you are working from a copy, you can delete any of the items that I've placed here in this template that you do not need, or you can add to it. But you're using it as a guide to create your own to meet the needs of your law firm. And you want to be sure that you're making these changes to your copy, again, not to the template that you purchased. And I provide instructions in the product description. And as you can see here, you can go straight over to my website and see this particular product, this civil law firm notebook template. Now, when you click on this, it will take you over to the particular product, and you will see instructions here in the product description on how to make a copy of a notebook template. And there are 2 ways that you can make a copy of your notebook template. And as you can see here in the product description, I show you instructions on how to do method 1 and instructions on how to do method 2. And now we're looking at my civil law firm notebook version of this template, but you can create whatever sections you need for your law firm. And remember that this also comes in a criminal law firm notebook template as well that you can purchase on my website. And now we'll start by looking at the firm administration section. And now within this section, you can create new pages for whatever type of firm administration information you need to run your law firm. Then you can create sections for each type of civil law that you practice in your law firm so that you can organize client files within each one of those sections. So let's take a look at that. So as you can see here, I have my civil law cases. You just have a general civil law section that you would just like to have, or you can break these up into different areas of law. So like family law, or if you practice bankruptcy, or if you practice any other type of transactional business related law. You can see here in each one, there are separate client file templates for you to use to start your own client files for each one. Here in the civil law firm section here, I have this Carruthers v. Thomas case. Now, for all of my personal injury friends out there, let's take a look at the personal injury, auto, or wrongful death case section. And if you've been following my channel, you may be familiar with some of my sample cases that I like to use, like Winters versus Ramirez, which is a personal injury auto accident case involving the plaintiff, Miss Winters, who was riding her bicycle. And so here is the case Winters versus Ramirez. Our client in this particular instance is Mario Ramirez, who was driving his car when he had a collision with Miss Winters, who was riding her bike. And I'll talk to you about this case again when I come back to talk to you about my OneNote deposition notebook template that I use to prepare for and conduct a deposition using OneNote. And as you can see here, you can expand or retract the different cases that you have in your particular area of law. Here, we're working with our civil law area here, and you can expand them if you want. So now here I'm working in Winters versus Ramirez. So I want to expand that so that I can see all of my case files within this particular client file. And you can see that I have things organized in here like case intake. And so this is my case intake page. When you're working in OneNote, everything is divided by pages once you get beyond the section level. And so I have a page for my client or case client intake, client docs, and it includes my case intake consultation form. And within this template, you'll be provided a copy of my sample case intake case information form here up at the top. That is what this is, so that you could, use a blank copy of that. But as you can see here, I have this where I can just type right on this and provide the case information for this particular case here, which is Mario versus Ramirez. You want to put all of your client information in there, and so you can just type all of that information right here on the form. Now, I just want to say one thing about these sections that I have here in each one of these particular client files. Once you have your sections, or what I'm saying, when I say section, I mean page, sub pages, because once you get beyond the section, then it's all pages. So over here are your sections. You want to add different sections. You click this plus section button down here at the bottom to add a new section if you want to add a new area of law. But now that I am in my civil law area of law, I have all of my client files. If you have the sub pages here that you would like to have in other client files, you can copy them and paste them into other client files as well. I have demonstrated this in prior videos, so if you like to get more information about that, you can watch one of my prior videos, or you can place a comment down in the comment section if this is something that you would like for me to demonstrate in an upcoming video. And so now, again, we start off with our case intake information. And you might have a client intake form that the client completes at the time of the initial consultation. But if you don't, again, you can use the sample that we have provided here in our template. And now I'm just going to take a look at the Carruthers v. Thomas case. And so when you look at this particular case, you will see that you will have your case intake page here. Your sub page will have your case intake client consultation form. You also have information for any new matter memo that you like to have, or any conflicts checks information that you like to put in here. Maybe even some type of case summary. You might also like to have a place where you keep a copy of a HIPAA release for the client so that you will have it handy. In addition, you might also like to have a place where you keep all of your records requests. And so I have a records request log here that you can use also. And now here is a place where you can keep your actual medical and billing records that you have received from these records requests that you've made. In addition, you might also like to keep a place where you keep a copy of the case caption. So you'll have a handy case caption, or what we call in some jurisdictions, the style of the case. And some people like to have this handy to create new case documents, pleadings, motions, discovery, and other court-related documents. And as you can see here, you also have a place to keep your correspondence, your pleadings, your motions, your discovery indexes as well. And so here is a copy of the plaintiff's discovery index. And now within each one of these indexes, you'll see these links here that you can create, which will link directly to the place where the document is in your OneNote notebook. Now, again, OneNote gives you the versatility to collect all kinds of media like audio, video, text, screen clippings, and so much more, all within your client files. And another powerful benefit to storing your office files in the cloud in this matter is that you'll have access to your entire law firm wherever you are. Now, for example, you might receive an important phone call while you're in the grocery store. You can find this same client file and every single document on your mobile device using the online version of OneNote. So the first thing that you want to do is to make sure that you have OneNote downloaded on your mobile device. And then we want to go ahead and open up OneNote. So right now we're working in our demo law firm notebook. And then you want to find your Carruthers v. Thomas client file, for example, that we've been working with. And so here in our civil law cases, we can find our Carruthers v. Thomas case file. And so as you can see here, this file, along with all of the documents in this particular client file, have synced through the cloud, and you have the ability to access them all right here. The entire file that we have on our desktop version. And then this is the Ramirez case. So now let's go back up here to our Carruthers case. And it is possible that I've maybe received this phone call in the Winters versus Ramirez case. So I'm just going to go over to my civil law case files and find my Winters versus Ramirez case right here. And then I think I want to make an audio note, but I'm just going to go out to my notes section and I'm going to add a new page here. And I'm going to call this maybe I'm over at the Smart and Final store. So I'm going to call these my Smart and Final notes. That way, whenever I get ready to go back and find these notes, I'll be able to say, okay, that's right. I was at Smart and Final when I made these notes. And I may just want to go ahead and record an audio note. And so all I have to do is press this voice recorder icon. It has come to my attention that Miss Winters does not intend to call her next door neighbor who witnessed the accident, Miss Oshima, to testify at the time of trial, and she does not intend to take her deposition. The discovery period will end in the next few weeks, so we need to notice Miss Oshima's deposition first thing in the morning to take place as soon as possible within the next few weeks. When you're ready to stop your recording, all you have to do is press the stop button. And now you have an audio note in your file that everybody in your office can access. Maybe you might want to have your assistant to place this note as a tickler on your calendar, or you may just want to have a place where you have a case status or some other type of correspondence that you will be sending to your claims adjuster. You can have your files everywhere you are, and they are accessible to everyone who is working on this case with you, who has access to these particular files. So, as you know, on this channel, I just ask and report and I let you decide. So, what do you think now that you've had a chance to see all the things you can do with OneNote and the efficiency it provides in your law firm or other business setting? What do you think? Do you think you might consider using this game-changing law office productivity resource for civil or criminal law firm practices or any other type of business type practices? If so, or if not, I'd love to hear why or why not. So please leave your comments in the comment section below. And I hope you'll also give me a big thumbs up. And if you found these tips useful and helpful, I hope you'll also consider donating to this video and to the work that I do on this channel by clicking the super thanks heart button below. And I want to also ask that you please subscribe to my YouTube channel and click the bell so you'll be notified when I come back with more business and law office productivity tips. And if you'd like to purchase a copy of my OneNote civil or criminal law firm notebook templates, please visit me on my website at ProfessorBlackmore.com. And please also follow me on TikTok and Instagram.